So I've hated Jinbe for over 10 years, right? I recently did my 3rd-year anniversary about how he's a terrible character in general and how his inclusion into the main cast doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, especially under the occupation of helmsman. So if you want to go check that out, that will be on my YouTube channel, Paulapede Works. If you're watching on YouTube, you know exactly where to go. But if you're on TikTok, please follow the link in bio. With that being said, it is also an hour long, so it's a big watch. So, talking about Jinbe, I noticed something very interesting recently. When talking about the Warlord system, it's very interesting when you think about Jinbe, because Jinbe is one of the few characters that we actually get to see receive an invitation to be a part of the Warlord system via getting a letter by Bat. The only other character who's received a letter by Bat to be a part of the Warlord system is Buggy, after Marineford going into the post time skip, right? With that being said, what's so funny about this and what's the topic of the video is that we don't actually know whom Jinbe replaced. Because by Jinbe getting an invitation, we know that the Warlord system had been established at that point during the Fisher Tiger flashback. We just don't know whom Jinbe is replacing within the system. This is interesting because a little while ago, we got an SBS talking about Hanafuda, the guy whom was replaced by Bartholomew Kuma, which is talked about in the Kuma flashback. And what's funny about this is when Bartholomew Kuma is announced as a warlord in paper, Ace, the guy who defeated Hanafuda, is reading up on it. And while hanging out with Jinbe, Blackbeard, also known as Marshall D. Teach, and Whitebeard, he calls out to Jinbe personally saying, oh yeah, they found a replacement. So the main question is, who did Jinbe replace in the Warlord system? Is this going to be another big character? Because another thing about Hanafuda is that he also is the father of OTM Page 1. So that's another thing that's quite interesting about Hanafuda. So maybe this character that we don't know of has as many lore implications as Hanafuda. We'll have to wait and see. But with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Paulapede Works.